Hello, everybody. Kyle here. I am going to discuss some breaking news that just came out this morning. Um, I think it's really exciting that we have ourselves our first look at this figure. So yesterday on the stream, which I had a blast doing, by the way, I I just felt like doing a stream to talk about these Batman v Superman figures that McFarlane Toys is putting out. And in the stream, I was like, it would be really cool if they announced a Christopher Reeve Superman. And um without further ado, McFarlane Toys announces a Christopher Reeve Superman today. And I looked at it, I was like, oh my god. Cause like in my video yesterday talking about the Batman v Superman figures, I saw the Wonder Woman figure announced. I'm like, oh my god, if they announced a Doomsday, it would be the greatest thing ever. And sure enough, they announced a Doomsday like an hour later. Whereas here, I was like, it'd be great if they announced a Superman Christopher Reeve figure, and sure enough, the next day they announced one. So today, my need for McFarlane Toys is I need them to announce a Ratcatcher 2 from the Suicide Squad tomorrow. that's too far of a stretch, I bet. I don't think that they could ever do that, at least at this point, but I mean, maybe a better wish would be for Creature Commandos to get their wave of figures, because I find it kind of concerning that the show premieres in about 2 months and there are no listings for Creature Commandos. Given that it's like the first DCU show, I would hope that they have figures for it, but we'll have to see. Anyway, let's get to the main point of this video, which is this beautiful figure here. Oh man, this figure looks amazing. The color of the suit, the face sculpt is pretty good. For Christopher Reeve, I will say that I own the NECA Christopher Reeve figure from 2015 they made. That is by far the best one they've made. So I don't really know how this will compare. Right now, I think the NECA one is still better, but this one, given that I think this is McFarlane Toys' first attempt at a Christopher Reeve sculpt, I am liking what I see so far. The cape is really where the figure, I think, excels, because I mean, this is a bendy wire cape. I applaud McFarlane Toys for now giving us figures with bendy wire. I feel like have I ever even, I think I've owned a cape that had bendy wire before on one of my figures. I can't remember though. I cannot recall a figure I've owned with a bendy wire cape, let alone a Superman figure. So this is actually, I think I did as a kid. I owned a Superman, a Justice League Superman that was like a plush that had a bendy wire cape. I think I did, but that's about all I can recall at this point. And I feel like this is just wonderful. So, I mean, if he comes with bendy wire, I would hope that the upcoming David Corn Sweat Superman will also come with a bendable wire cape. Um, but yeah, like as I said, like he looks like he has, um, the right amount of articulation, double jointed elbows. He has the butterfly joints. He has double jointed legs, hinged feet. Now there is a cut in his waist there that is something that the NECA figure did not have, but I don't really mind it. I mean, this could be make or break for some collectors in terms of their sculpt, but I don't mind as long as he has some great articulation. I'll be really happy. I would assume so. It is collector's edition. I would assume he would just come with multiple hands. I would love to see if he came with like the kryptonite chain necklace that Lex Luthor puts on him in the movie. Once again, this is 1978 Superman. This isn't Superman 2. This is from Superman the movie. I I don't know, cuz like yesterday I was saying on the stream how I thought that would be cool if they made a wave of Christopher Reeve Superman figures, more like a Donner wave where they could incorporate both the Superman the movie characters and the Superman 2 characters in it. But and honestly, they could just make it Superman 2. And they could still do that on depending on how this guy sells, because I mean, if he sells really well, maybe they'll be like, "Oh, well, let's make a Terrence Stamp General Zod," or um, the other Kryptonians. I mean, they might try Lex Luthor. I feel like the Lex Luthor figure, Gene Hackman, they've never made by any company. I don't think they have the rights to his face. I don't think that they have. I think it's like the same thing with Jack Nicholson as Joker. I think it's hard for them to get those likeness rights, but I mean, they could make a Ursa Anon if they have those rights. I'd love to see that. I don't even think they've made an Ursa figure from Superman 2. I know that the way the Christopher Reeve figures have worked, they've made Hot Toys, they've made NECA, which I can show in a minute because I have it. They've also made Mattel had their very short DC Multiverse line, their 3-inch, 4-inch line, and they made Superman then, and they made a Zod then. But it's so funny because I just saw the Superman, the Christopher Reeve story in theaters the other day, and a beautiful film. I highly recommend any fan of Christopher Reeve Superman see it. But like, I just love how there's more of a not a resurgence, but an interest in Christopher Reeve as Superman. And God, like, I just can't believe that they made this guy. Like, I mean, what I'm loving about McFarlane Toys right now is that when the line started back in 2020 and I bought all these figures for my birthday, I was like, I don't know how far this line's going to go. And at the time, they were really only making Batman figures. Like, that was all that Todd McFarlane was kind of interested in, thought would sell. And it was hard for them to get female characters in the mix. It was hard for them to get a lot of movie characters. When Wonder Woman 1984 came out, they just made 2 different Wonder Womans. They didn't make a cheetah. And the same like went for all the other movies that they made, because then they were like making um um like, I think what happened was then they started to make more and more figures from the movies as it went on. So like the Suicide Squad had a whole line, which was great, but then like Black Adam, as much as like people have their gripes about the movie, I really enjoyed their line of Black Adam figures, because they made basically every notable character from that film, from the JSA to the villain to even like 2 different sizes for Atom Smasher, which was really cool. And the Flash, once again, as much as I have my issues with the movie, I bought like all those figures because I thought all those figures looked really good. And I think that for this, the fact that now they've gone back and they've done Batman and Robin, they've done Batman Forever, um the Dark Knight trilogy, and they've even like gone into the mix where like they've made a Michael Gough Alfred, they've made Batmobiles from Tim Burton's Batman, Joel Schumacher's Batman, Batman Forever, Batmobile. Like, they are doing so many great things with this line, and I cannot wait for their Joker figures, their Arthur Fleck and Murray Franklin figures. Like, the fact that you'll get a actual talk show host diorama, like, that's just incredible. Like, I think that they're doing a really great job with the line lately. And I cannot wait to see what they have for their Superman line coming up next year, because they're going to put all of their money into that line and sell as many as possible. Once again, I'm crossing my fingers for a Rachel Brosnahan Lois Lane. We never really get Lois Lane figures, so it would be great if we got a Lois Lane. But I think, as I predicted yesterday, we'll probably only get the main heroes, being Superman, Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, and maybe like the villain of the film, and then of Lex Luthor too. But like, I just think it's just absolutely wonderful that they're going back into DC film history and making these figures. Now, what's interesting is back of DC Multiverse, like, they weren't 6-inch, they were like a special 7 or 8-inch, and they made Val Kilmer Batman from Batman Forever. They made Linda Carter Wonder Woman. I think they made a Danny DeVito Penguin. And the problem with that line was that they were out of scale from the rest of the lines, and they were tapping into some of these older films and shows, but they were so out of scale with the rest of the lines that like, I couldn't even consider buying them. I'm glad that they're now making these figures all in the same scale. I will tell you this, like, I've been trying to not buy the McFarlane figures. One, because they've been kind of difficult to find, but 2, because I just need to save up money for some other figures coming out this year. But like, man, this Christopher Reeve Superman really makes me want to buy the Batman Forever line, the Batman Robin line. Like, I have Michael Keaton's Batman from The Flash, but also like the Michael Keaton Batman from Batman 1989 would also be great. But like, oh god, like, I want to buy these guys and stand them up side by side. Like, it'd be so cool. This is like, okay, so as a kid, I used to have these, but I never had a Christopher Reeve as Superman. I'm seeing some comments here. Hey, Ray Sokas, how are you doing? Hot girl, here she is. You're funny. You're so funny. But yeah, I don't know how long you've been here for. Yeah, they announced this Christopher Reeve figure. But as I was saying, um, I this is what's so cool. So the Christopher Reeve Superman likeness was something that just really wasn't um made for figures back in the day. Like I believe they never made a Christopher Reeve Superman figure until Hot Toys made that figure, which was like I think 2010 maybe. Um like it wasn't for a while that they made a Christopher Reeve Superman toy because they just didn't have the likeness rights. And like they made a lot of movies with Christopher Reeve as Superman, but this was kind of before they were really licensing the actors' rights to the figures. Hence why, like, if you look at all the old Star Wars toys, like they don't have the likeness of Mark Hamill on some of them. They don't have the likeness of, Harrison Ford. But I mean, they like as I'm looking, I'm trying to find. I do not see. Yeah, they made like Superman toys back in the day, but they weren't. They didn't look like Christopher Reeve. And like I wonder. I want to see this if I can put your. If I can show your. Oh, that's cool. So I can do that. Okay. I'm all right. Just made a fool of myself on Instagram. Oh no. What you do? um but I mean, it's really cool that they're still making Christopher Reeve figures today. But as a kid, I'll say that when I was when I was a kid, I had like all the different, like I had a George Clooney figure. Um I had um a Val Kilmer, Michael Keaton. Like I had all these different actors because as a kid, when I liked to buy these toys, I liked buying them for the actors. Like I thought it was so cool that I had like a little Michael Keaton to you know to like fight a Jack Nicholson Joker. So what happened was I always loved those guys, but like what as the years went by, they started to make better versions of those figures. Those figures were made in like the 90s. And now like I mean Hot Toys is one avenue you can, buy these figures in, but I don't want to spend $300 for a figure. I also the one thing about Hot Toys, both the the good and bad thing about Hot Toys is that the good thing is, well, actually, no. The bad thing is you have to wait like a year and a half or so for the figure to actually release. And I don't like waiting. I don't like being patient. Like if the movie's out, I want the figure for the movie then when the movie's out, not, in 2 years or so after, it's done. But the good thing about that is that they're able to study what they look like in the movie, so that way when the figure is released, it is as accurate as possible, instead of it being like what I was saying yesterday, where the concept art kind of gets in the way for some of these um figures. Um but like when it comes to these guys, like this Christopher Reeve figure right here, it is funny to me how like sometimes like this guy looks great, but like when it comes to some of these figures they make, I'm surprised given that it's been like 8 years since the movie came out and they still can't figure out how to sculpt the face properly or something. It's like, come on. You have the exact image of the character from the movie. you should be better at this. I think back to my Black Series Mark Hamill Luke Skywalker figures and how like 40 years later they still don't know how to sculpt Mark Hamill's face. But let me see. So I do want to show, just to give an example. Now I wonder if I can move. I wonder if I can do this. Oh wow, okay. I don't know how that works. Huh. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, we'll just have to flash back them. So anyway, so this figure, this is my Christopher Reeve from NECA Toys. This guy is worth a lot of money, because he was an exclusive they sold at Toys R Us. But this, oops, do not mean to hit that. But the face sculpt on this guy, I don't know what's going on there. If you can see it, the face sculpt is incredible. NECA is the best at what they do. How much? This guy, I'll look him up right now. He is Superman, NECA, Superman 2015. Well, that's funny. He's not worth that much anyway. I thought he was. Wait, what? Hold on. So on eBay, he's about $30, but on Mercari, he's $205. So someone is lying. Well, I think 205 on Mercari. Wait, hold on. I gotta look this up here. Hold on a second here. What's going on? So this guy on eBay, that's ridiculous. He has to be worth a lot of money because he was. I also have a Heath Ledger Joker figure that was made at the same time, and they were both worth a significant amount of money. NECA Superman 2015. Oh, that's why. I think it's, yeah, no, it's the, okay, no, it's because he's 6-inch. But my Joker, my Heath Ledger Joker is about $70. It is crazy. It is crazy. But yeah. Anyway, I think I've said what I wanted to say in this video about this Superman figure. Is that it? Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this guy. I'm not too familiar with this McFarlane Collector's Edition. I don't know. I think they're usually higher priced than the normal. So like if the regular figure is $20, or say, I think they bumped them up to about 25. This guy would be like 30. I still am gonna make the effort to buy him. I don't know, Ray Sokas, if you were listening yesterday, but they made a bunch of figures from the Dark Knight trilogy, by McFarlane Toys, and what happened was those figures are worth way too much money. Like, they were impossible to find. It was a Christian Bale Batman. Christian Bale Batman's worth $100 now. It's ridiculous. Heath Ledger Joker's worth like 140, something like that. And it's just, it's so frustrating because like those ones were the ones I wanted so badly. I thought they would sell them in like I thought I would go to like a Walmart, Target. I thought they would be in those stores, but they were not. And the only place that had them was GameStop. I saw Batman there one day. I saw a Dark Knight Trilogy Batman there one day. And I bought the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 Groot instead. And guess which figure went down to deep clearance prices that year? I'll give you a hint. It wasn't that Batman. And I regret that decision I made. I wish I bought that Batman. Now I don't know if I ever would have found the Joker, but God, I want those figures, man. Like they made so in the Dark Knight there's the scene with like the interrogation room and Joker's sitting in the chair and Batman like goes up to him and says like, "Where are they? Tell me where they are." And he like is fighting the Joker and everything. And I'm like, and they made that set. They have like a table and they have the chairs and they have a Joker. I would love to have that set. They made the Batmobile. They made a Morgan Freeman action figure. I can't get any of these things. They're way too high priced. Thank you. Thank you very much. But like it just it was so frustrating. It was so frustrating. And this Superman, luckily, it's not a wave. It's just one figure I have to look for. Because the Dark Knight Trilogy figures, you had to build. You actually had to buy it for them, and then you could build Bane. But unfortunately, I couldn't find really any of them, so I couldn't build anything. But this guy at least is a single pack, so he should be easier to find. I believe he'll probably be sold in stores. He probably will, you know, probably will be. Just hoping that, you know, I'm just hoping that he's easily available. But every time I look at him, I'm like, oh god, I gotta get the Batman Forever and Batman Robin sets now. Ray Sokus, you won't believe this, but they made a Batman and Robin Uma Thurman Poison Ivy figure. Yeah. Oh, God. I was like, I can't buy these because if I buy these, I'll buy them all. Gotta show restraint. But not when they look this good. Not when they make this many. But I do wonder since this, I don't know. I don't know because, Ray Sokus, do you mind if I plug your art page in this YouTube video? Say yes or no. If you say yes, I will. If you say no, I won't. Wait. No, no, you don't want me to, or no, or yes? I don't mind. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. So, Ray Sokus here is a fabulous artist. Um, I I'll link her art page in the comments of this video. So feel free to check her out on Twitter, on Instagram. It goes by AMJ Artwork. So yeah, definitely check it out. She's done some stuff in Star Wars, and trying to think, given that this is Superman. Have you done any? I don't think you've done any superheroes. You should do a superhero. I want to see you do like a Spider-Man or something like that. But yeah, like at least for the followers here probably watching this video, if you guys are interested in looking at any cool Star Wars art. Oh, she's also done Spider-Man. Oh, wow. She's done Toby Spidey. So make sure to get some dirt in your eye, kids. And actually, don't get dirt in your eye, kids, so you won't be able to see her art. But yes, um, definitely check out her art page. Once again, she's a fabulous artist, and she needs all the support she can get. So, yeah, definitely get I'll put it in the comments. And people can check them out. So, anyway, guys, I am going to sign off. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you end up watching, you know, later, because this is a live stream. um, thank you so much, Ray Sokas, for your comments. I think it says I have 4 viewers, so thank you guys, whoever's watching now. And yeah, I might just keep doing these because these are so much fun. I'm having so much fun doing them, and let's hope that the Creature Commandos wave gets announced tomorrow by McFarlane Toys, because I've been on a roll so far. So, okay, guys, take care. Have a nice day, and bye-bye.